intercept them or divert them into other ports.
How feasible is a blockade? Is it as simple as setting up a line of ships and saying they can't go through?
Well, I think the U.S. Navy has demonstrated their ability to target ships during the Venezuela operation. And now, 7 weeks in, the U.S. Navy has brought additional resources into the area. They have the Tripoli Amphibious Ready Group. They have a ship known as the USS Canley, which is a large expeditionary support base. The USS George Bush is heading down the South Atlantic. It's going to be coming around the southern tip of South America into the region. So the U.S. Navy has a lot of assets in place. But really, the most important thing here is the U.S. is in the midst of a ceasefire with Iran. So that means a lot of the offensive capabilities that the U.S. had can now be shifted over to this mission, both aerial, fixed wing and rotor aircraft, also drones. And so there's a lot of resources the U.S. can bring to bear at this.
And you mentioned, and we talked about it early on in this conflict, talk about those fast ships, as President Trump alluding to this in his post on social media, talking about them, saying they've had the Iranian Navy laying at the bottom of the sea. We have not hit all of the small number of what they call fast attack ships because we do not consider them much of a threat. You mentioned Venezuela. We've seen some of those attacks, those bombings of vessels in the Caribbean with the President Trump kind of calling on some of those. How much of an impact are these fast attack ships? Or are they just more of a nuisance in this area?
They would be a serious threat inside the Strait of Hormuz. But one of the things that the Navy has announced is, again, they're going to be further out. And I think that gives them some distance away from these fast attack boats. But I would expect that the Navy, in addition to conducting this blockade, is also going to be conducting operations in and around the Strait. Remember, we had just a couple of days ago 2 U.S. destroyers, the Peterson and the Murphy, sail through that region. So we would expect to see U.S. operations continue in and around the Strait of Hormuz. They would be neutralizing any of these fast attack boats, but their focus now is going to be twofold: the blockade and those anti-mine operations in the Strait of Hormuz, because they're trying to free up those 800 trapped ships in the Persian Gulf.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you, because we talk about the blockade, but also the blockage of the ports, is one more impactful? Is the fact that the ports are now closed, is that going to be more of a resentful, kind of a bigger impact on this conflict?
Well, it's going to be significant for Iran because Iran has been banking on that oil. And it's been one thing that has been kind of driving the Iranian economy. They've been able to run ships back and forth. And really, one of the things we've been seeing in the first part of this conflict is Iran was setting the pace. Their blockade was very selective. They were forcing ships to come through their channel, their newly defined channel in the northern part. Now we're having kind of counter blockades. So it's a tale of two blockades. You have the Iranian blockade that was good for Iran, and those who are willing to kind of kowtow